Welcome to Fascinating Frontiers, episode 82. It's May 27th, 2026. The universe has been busy. Let's get into it. NASA is ordering the first rovers, landers, and drones to build a moon base spanning hundreds of square miles. NASA has awarded initial contracts to Astrolab and Lunar Outpost for roughly 1-ton rovers that astronauts will drive on the lunar surface. The vehicles will support travel, supply transport, and remote operations across a base planned to cover hundreds of square miles. Separate lander and drone providers are also moving into final design phases over the next 18 months. The effort forms the first concrete hardware purchases for sustained human presence beyond low Earth orbit. Next milestone is completion of the Phase 2 design reviews before hardware fabrication begins. While hardware for the moon takes shape, another NASA mission has just delivered a new map of worlds far beyond it. NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite has compiled an all-sky catalog showing thousands of distant worlds around nearby stars. The map reveals how planets are distributed across different stellar types and galactic environments. Data processing compared transit signals against background star fields to confirm candidates. The release gives astronomers a ready target list for atmospheric follow-up with larger telescopes. Researchers will next cross-match the catalog with ground-based radial velocity surveys. From cataloging planets to studying how stars and planets interact with their host environments, we turn to ESA's newest mission. The European Space Agency's SMILE mission has completed its launch phase and settled into a highly elliptical orbit. Instruments will study the interaction between the solar wind and Earth's magnetosphere from a vantage that covers both regions repeatedly. The orbit allows continuous monitoring of the dayside magnetosphere and the magnetotail. Mission controllers confirmed all systems are operating after the initial orbit-raising maneuvers. Data collection for the primary science phase begins once commissioning finishes. While SMILE watches Earth's magnetic shield, astronauts on the ISS just stepped outside to keep their own outposts running. Cosmonauts Sergei Kudzverchkov and Sergei Mikhaev performed a 5-hour spacewalk outside the International Space Station. The crew installed new equipment and conducted maintenance on the station's exterior. Live coverage was provided by Roscosmos throughout the excursion. The spacewalk marks another step in ongoing station upkeep ahead of future crew rotations. Both cosmonauts returned safely to the airlock after completing all planned tasks. Routine station work keeps crews safe today. Tomorrow's science sometimes needs a much older, natural telescope. An international team used the James Webb Space Telescope and gravitational lensing to characterize galaxy LAP-1b, formed roughly 13 billion years ago. The galaxy shows extremely low metallicity, offering a direct view of conditions shortly after the first stars ignited. Lensing by a foreground cluster magnified the faint target enough for detailed spectroscopy. Lead researcher Associate Professor Kimihiko Nakajima of Kanazawa University coordinated the observations. Follow-up programs will search for similar ultra-faint systems in other lensed fields. LAP-1b now offers the clearest view yet of a galaxy from the universe's first billion years. Gravitational lensing stretched its light enough for JWST to measure chemical abundances directly. The galaxy's extremely low metallicity shows that star formation had barely begun when the light left. Scientists now wonder how such faint systems assembled so quickly after the Big Bang, and whether many more remain hidden behind other clusters. That natural lens deserves its own closer look. If you could stretch a single distant galaxy's light across an entire foreground cluster, the magnification would reach factors of dozens or even hundreds. That is exactly what happens when a massive galaxy cluster lies between us and a faraway object. Its gravity warps space-time and bends light rays like a giant lens. Light from LAP-1b traveled 13 billion years and was bent into multiple bright arcs that JWST could resolve. The same geometry also stretches the apparent size of the background source, turning an otherwise undetectable smudge into a target for spectroscopy. One lingering puzzle is why some of the most magnified systems still appear chemically simpler than models predict. No one yet knows whether that reflects true early universe conditions or selection effects in which objects get strongly lensed. From one rover supplier to another, we shift to a broader European approach to space capability. General Motors will supply electric propulsion components for Lunar Outpost's Pegasus rover under NASA's Artemis program. The hardware adapts automotive battery and motor technology for the lunar environment. Pegasus is one of 2 rovers chosen for early Artemis surface operations. Integration testing will occur after the rover design reaches its next maturity gate. The partnership marks another transfer of terrestrial automotive experience to lunar hardware. Policy discussions on Earth contrast with fresh orbital discoveries closer to home. Countries across Europe are combining national systems, bilateral projects, federated networks, and commercial services for military space needs. Officials noted that no single approach meets all requirements for independence and resilience. The strategy includes dual-use commercial satellites alongside dedicated government assets. Discussions took place at a recent Amsterdam conference on space security. Implementation timelines vary by nation and capability area. While lunar mapping continues, another NASA satellite has been watching activity much closer to home. NASA scientists identified previously unrecognized lunar surface material during recent orbital observations. The find adds to the catalog of known regolith compositions at unexplored sites. Analysis compared spectral signatures against existing sample libraries. Further mapping passes are planned to determine the extent of the deposit. The discovery will inform landing site choices for upcoming landers. From Earth volcanoes to the night sky, here's what you can see this week. Satellite observations captured ash plumes, volcanic gases, and ejected bombs from Indonesia's Mount Dukono. The volcano on Halmahera Island has maintained near-continuous activity, sending material to varying altitudes. Imagery helps aviation authorities issue timely warnings for regional flight corridors. Repeated passes allow tracking of plume dispersal patterns over time. Scientists continue monitoring the site for changes in eruption intensity. While backyard observers enjoy the view, international cooperation discussions continue at government level. Observers can locate the carbon star Y Canum Venaticorum, known as La Superba, high overhead in Canis Venatici after dark. The star's deep red color stands out against surrounding field stars. Its brightness makes it an easy target for binoculars or small telescopes on clear nights. The feature appears in the weekly Sky This Week column from May 27th. No special equipment beyond dark-adapted eyes is required. Broader cooperation themes also appear in technology workshops. A Chinese government spokesman invited Taiwan compatriots to join joint space exploration efforts. The statement emphasized shared heritage and mutual benefits from collaborative missions. No specific projects or timelines were detailed in the announcement. The overture comes amid broader regional discussions on technology cooperation. Future statements are expected to outline possible participation mechanisms. The 2-day Innovation for Astrophysics Missions workshop opened in Washington, D.C. to explore new technologies for future space telescopes. Participants include engineers and scientists working on detector advances, lightweight optics, and propulsion concepts. Sessions focus on moving high-risk technologies from laboratory demonstrations toward flight readiness. Outcomes will feed into upcoming mission concept studies. A summary report is expected after the workshop concludes. Next time, keep an eye on updates from the Phase 2 design reviews for those lunar rovers and any new cross-matches between the test catalog and radial velocity data. That's Fascinating Frontiers for today. If you enjoyed this, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for exploring with me, and I'll see you next time. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.
drifting softly through